Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat. I am so sorry. For some reason, it didn't look, at least on my end, that it was working. Um, so I went out and redid it. So thank you if you've been around to stick with me. Yeah, they've changed the interface, I think, a little bit back here. So please bear with me a little bit. And, oh, I see, they've moved things. Okay. So grab your coffee or tea and let's chat today. I also want to take a minute to just say happy Independence or International, sorry, Women's Day, which I'm really excited about, which will have an event later on my Facebook page. So if you're interested, come join me. But today or right now is Coffee Chat, and I'd really like to talk about something that I really hope inspires you. And if you are in a rut, I hope this just really helps you move out of it. Anybody that has been following me, like if you've been around, you know, with Coffee Chat listing, and let me just make sure. Oh, sorry. Okay. Hopefully you heard all that. Um, we're having a very technical day, I tell you. Okay. Yay. I love those days. Okay. So if you're stuck in a rut, or you might not even know you're stuck in a rut, this coffee chat is for you. Um, and I really encourage you, maybe you don't even know you're in a rut. And I just encourage you to listen today. And then if you have been following me, I got to clip this mic on because I didn't want it to wreck my shirts, but I also don't want it to fall back down in my shirt. So, okay. So if you've been following me, you know that I haven't been sleeping because my son hasn't been sleeping. And I finally reached the point where I was so exhausted, so frustrated, so just done with not sleeping. Always constantly saying, it's like, I'm not sleeping. And I was done. I was done with that story. Hello. I'm so glad you made it because you normally, you don't normally have a chance to make it this time because you're working. So I'm so excited. So you're here, Giselle. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and uh, so what I've discovered is I had this, I was just done. I was done feeling exhausted. I was done. And it really reminded me of a story. And it is about this farmer who keeps hearing his neighbor's dog barking and howling and just goes on for days. And he finally goes over to his neighbor and looks at his dog. He's like, why is your dog constantly howling and making noise? And the guy says, he's sitting on a nail or he's lying on a nail. And he's like, well, why doesn't the dog move? It doesn't hurt enough. The dog didn't get up because it didn't hurt enough. Yet he was complaining all this time. So it really got me thinking. Why do we not want to change? Like, I pretty much reached my breaking point. My husband and I, we were done. We were like, we are so, I'm so lucky our marriage is strong because we would not be together right now if it wasn't. We hit our breaking point, and I finally said, that's it. Enough is enough. I've had enough pain. And with so I had enough pain, and I was laying in bed the night we decided to switch things up. We've come up with a plan of how to make this happen. And I was laying there going, why didn't we do this sooner? And then also I was thinking, this just feels really weird. This, I would go to bed and I'd always say goodnight to my son. And we actually switched up the routine completely. And in that, I actually thought about this coffee chat where it's like when we're in a rut, we're now comfortably uncomfortable. We are actually just maybe not comfortable, but we're comfortable being uncomfortable like that. So if that makes any sense. So 2 years I spent just expecting to wake up, not expecting to wake up in the night, kind of hoping that I wouldn't. And I just, is like, I reached my point because it was just time. And just excuse me, I'm just looking. I know I have some really good notes here. So the thing is, why do we not? Why can't we get out of these ruts? Like we, why did it take us well, the first year, obviously, he's a newborn and growing and things, so that doesn't count. But why did we let it go on so long? Why didn't we say enough was enough earlier? Well, like I said, we got comfortable being uncomfortable. This became our life. This became our story. We let that thing, that no sleeping, our son getting up in the middle of the night, dictate what our life would look like, what our day would look like, what our night would look like. And we just let it go. And we just kept going. And the longer we hung on to that pain, that story, the more exhausted we were, the more we lost hope in ever having a good night's sleep again. And then like I said, we hit our breaking point, or pretty close to it. We didn't completely lose our minds, but I finally was like, enough is enough. And I'll have to tell you, it was really, really weird the first day we decided to change it up, because change is uncomfortable. We were constantly in this rut, this pattern for 2 years. And like I said, the first year is a little, yes. Um, we were in these patterns, and when you actually have this pattern that's going on for so long, like I was lucky, it's only been 2 years. Some of us, we have patterns go on for decades. And when we finally realize that we're in a pattern and we have to change, it is uncomfortable. And I literally, I couldn't get to bed that night. I didn't put my son to bed the way we normally do. And it's because it was change. And change is just a really hard thing to do. So sometimes we kind of put a blind eye to what is really going on in our life. Why, something could be going on. Oh, good morning, Sarah. I'm so glad you can make it too. Oh, that's awesome. So why do we hang on? Change. Again, it's change. And it is just so easy to get lost in what's not working. With my husband and I, we were always looking at the problem. Oh man, we're not getting enough sleep tonight. Instead of looking at for solutions. There's so much out there now with the internet, and so many support people and systems out there, and we just let it go on. We were too tired, or that was our excuse. We were too tired. And eventually we were so exhausted. But then we hit that point where it's like, well, it's either our bodies are just going to give up on us from lack of sleep, or we got to like fight through it, or not fight through it, but we got to support each other and support our bodies and figure out a solution to this, because it's not happening on its own. So it's getting lost in the problem. And then the fear of, will it work if we do try something different? But the thing is, you don't know until you try. So it's about going out there and making mistakes. It's better it's better to make mistakes than to be in this no sleep zone anymore. So we've really switched things around. My son needed to be nursed like twice a night in the middle of the night. So we've completely taken him. We've switched. I'm not done nursing him. I'm not weaning him yet, but I've gotten away from associating it with sleep. So it's looking for solutions. And if that doesn't work, we'll reach out to people that do sleep training or things like that. Um, so I really encourage you to surrender to the pain that might be going on in your life. Breathe through it. And even if you can just find like a drop of hope, like just a shred of hope that something can be better than what it is now. And it definitely can be when you get out of the same pattern that keeps living in day in and day out. And focus on what you want, not what you don't want. I know it's so easy to, because I've been focusing on it for so long. What do I want? I want sleep. And I'm getting it. So it's just really shifting us out of those old patterns, and it can be really tricky. So let's make it happen right now, right here. This is a safe group. If there's anything, I'd love to hear. If anybody, we have some, people here this morning. What are you? What are you stuck in? What kind of rut is going on for you? Maybe you don't even know it. What's something that every day you're like, oh man, like you just kind of hear yourself complaining about, or some kind of rut. If you have anything, I'd love to hear it. Okay. So like I said, we lost hope in everything, and we were just so exhausted. And this can be really easy to do as a mom. You have This is how we get stuck in ruts. Our life is constantly go, go, go. And it's like we're just trying to survive, especially in the early stages of motherhood with young children. We're just trying to survive. And it can get really easy to get into a rut that is not serving us. That it's like, okay, we get help. Yes, life is passing by so fast. It really is. I can't believe my son's going to be 2 in May. Well, actually, I can. But he's going to be 2 already. So it's crazy. And yeah, it is. It's really passing us by so fast. And it's about enjoying those moments and not getting lost in really bad habits that we can actually get out of and work through. And that's what this group's about, supporting one another. And sorry guys, I didn't have a chance to do sticky notes. Yes, I feel like go, go, go. Yes, I agree with you, Giselle. It is, yeah. And that's when we get into unhealthy ruts, is we're living every day and we don't take that moment or moments to really be like, am I really happy doing this? Like I said, I was comfortable being uncomfortable with no sleep. I can't believe I went so long with no sleep before doing something about it. But it was just the go, 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 and just not having the energy to focus on a solution. And it's making that decision to ask for help and get help and really just focus on a solution, and taking those breaks. And that's why self-care is so important too, is to really take time, even if it's just a little bit of sitting still for 5-10 minutes. Tell somebody to watch the kids, and so they're not banging on the door or whatnot. But yeah, we get lost in the busyness of life, and it's so easy to do as moms. So this is why I did this chat today. I'm hoping that to share my story about getting out of this rut, that you don't wait so long if you're in one yourself, to really focus on what it is that you can do instead of what's going on right now, to really focus on, um, yes. Yeah, you do self-care. Yes. Uh, yes, I understand the whole healthy choices actually, Giselle as well. Um, yes, and you're an entrepreneur too, so that is, I'm actually noticing that myself lately. It's finding that balance between mom. It's not just mom and woman for us. It's mom, entrepreneur, and woman. And hopefully that woman comes a little sooner than I just put at the end. But we need to take care of ourselves too in this process. And I too notice the poor healthy choices, poor or yeah, you don't always make healthy food choices. And I actually sometimes it actually can be too low energy levels as well. And I noticed that when I wasn't sleeping and the days that I felt really stressed, that's when I would make even poor healthy or poor food choices. It's that sugar, those carbs that we go to for food, and then it's funny. You probably already know this, but then when we feed ourselves with those sugary foods, then it actually makes us more tired. So it's that battle of I want this, but I know this. Yes, you eat more and you're tired. I completely agree with you. So do I. It's not the good stuff because our brains are like, I want sugar. I want, whatever it is that you crave when you're tired. And yes, but the weather should be getting better soon so we can go out for walks and that can really help us. I always find if you do working out or moving your body, it feels like it triggers something in our brain to really focus on the healthier choices for food too. Especially if you've done a really solid workout. You're like, I don't want to eat this junk, this junk when I just did this really hard workout. So, junk food is yours. I guess Giselle, yes, the salties maybe. Yeah, our bodies crave things because it's or we crave food because our bodies need something. And for me, the longest time it was sleep and stress, getting things done. We have a lot of stress as a mom. I actually find that yoga is really helpful for that as well. So I just oh, both salty and sweet. Well, they have good combos for that now, like popcorn and chocolate together. Uh, so if you are one of those people that are in a rut and need to, we are all there. Like we get there. We're moms, and it happens. You never on. I really just I really encourage you to get into yoga if you want. Or like there's actually a really I'll send you a link. There's a really cool YouTube woman that really does it with a loving way, and I really have started to follow her. So I'll send you a link later. And it is an incredible yoga practice. And now some of them are long, like a half hour. I try to find the 15-minute ones because sometimes as a mom you don't have that long of a chance or long of a time to do it. So I'll send you the link if you want. And it's even just sitting there mindful for 5 minutes. Yes, you're very welcome, Giselle. And so yes, so what happens then if you've now noticed you're in a rut and you really want to get out? Yeah, I understand the whole half hour. There are a couple, and it's a person. She's really cool. She has she has other things as well. It's just the 30-day challenge, but she has other things. I just kind of scroll through it and just find the ones that are like 15 minutes. I think she even has one that's 10, but she does it in a really loving, really mindful way. So her energy is really good because it's all yoga is amazing, but it really depends on the instructor that's doing it. That really makes it like super amazing. So you're in a rut and you don't know how to get out. First step is acknowledging that you're in a rut and realizing that you've had enough. Like please, if you are, don't wait to your break point. It is even harder to get out If I would have made those decisions to do so sooner, I wouldn't have been so exhausted. But I let life take over. I let, focusing on my business, life in general, like so much, being a parent. So just I've been walking and starting play walking. Hold on, sorry. It came up and I have to go look. Oh, I love that. You started playing a walking meditation. That is amazing. I've never even heard of that, but that makes, um, well, I do walking meditations, but I didn't realize they actually have recordings for walking meditations. That sounds amazing. And just getting that fresh air and breathing is incredible. So that is amazing. And I don't know if you got snow here too, but we did. And love it. Killing two birds with one stone does exist. It is. It's true. And in some cases, multitasking is not good, but in this case, this is incredible. I love it. So yes, being mindful to get out of these ruts, and it's just it's acknowledging that you're done with this pain, and to start looking at the you didn't get snow. Oh, that's great. We have a little dusting of snow, so we got your snow apparently. um, so I really encourage you to reach out to this group, to me, if you are in a rut, and we can help you get out. I'm always available for 15-minute strategy calls to really start you and set you up for a really good shift and to really kind of point you in the right direction. And sometimes we just need somebody to talk to share what is going on, and to actually say it out loud. And that really, if there's either journaling or talking to somebody about it, and just acknowledging and making this commitment to change when you have this problem that you want to solve. Or it's even talking to women. You can even post it in the group, be like, hey, I have this rut and we can all help you. Because yes, exactly, Giselle. One mama to another, we can help you, point you in the direction of a solution. We are all here together, and it's actually just amazing that this is happening on International Women's Day. I didn't plan it this way, to have this coffee chat. It just, this topic came up in my own life. The thing is, we're all here to support each other. We've come a long way. It's not a competition, it's a collaboration, and we're all here to support one another. So, that village, takes a village to raise a child. We're all here together, and we don't have to be in the same town or country. We can do it together. So I really encourage you, if you're like, oh my goodness, I do have a problem that I'm just done with, reach out to us, or reach out to me personally. Just private message me if you're not ready to share in the group, and that's completely understandable. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Giselle, for showing up. I'm so glad and so happy that you were able to make it, and I just hope you all have a beautiful day. And I'm going to be live over on my Facebook group, or Facebook page, sorry, this afternoon, to just celebrate Women's Day and how far we have come. Oh, look at that. The sun's coming out. You probably can notice the difference in the lighting. It's like, woo. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, Giselle. And thank you for watching later for the recording. I really appreciate you all. And I'm here to support you in whatever it is that you need help in, because we're here together. Aw, thank you. Yes, happy International Women's Day. Woohoo. Have a great day, beautiful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.